welcome to the last panel that actually matters at DEFCON 1. The science fiction that is no longer fiction, wherein we'll talk ostensibly about some tech predictions that various authors and various other shows and media sources have made over the numerous decades that have become reality, or in some cases that the authors got wrong, the authors or creators never imagined, or that technology has actually already surpassed them. So, for background, some of you may know me from Confusion in January. I recognize you. Yep. I'm now Air Doctor Professor Brian Gray. The last one's the newest one. I'm a microbiologist and immunologist by training, but I am not the only scientist here. I'm actually joined by two others.
I'm a scientist.
Well, okay, you teach. You're a computer scientist.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Doug Johnson. I spent 20 years in the Air Force, and then after, with that and other things, I got a master's degree in Aeronautical Management and a master's in Computer Information Systems. I also am an adjunct instructor at 2 colleges, more or less teaching intro to computers to brand new people that are 20, 30 years old that know how to Facebook and email and don't know a thing about their computers, and also teach them how to do Microsoft Office. And then another one that's a little bit more technical. And when I'm looking for work right now, is I do software testing. They say I write the software. No, they didn't write it right, but that's what I do for a day job when I have it. And the reason I'm dressed like this is I'm the prop in masquerade for my son. So.
And I'm Jen Haeger, and I have a veterinary degree, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, and also a master's in forensic science. And I do neither of those things, but I have the education.
Okay, so I'd like to start with one that pretty much all of you have at this point. This is, through various incarnations, the worldwide encyclopedia, the worldwide knowledge net, the worldwide entertainment stream, and so on and so forth. The one problem that I have with the smartphones in our pockets is that so many authors expect knowledge to be free. And knowledge is, and especially access to knowledge is editing, but free. But the number of authors who predict variations on this theme are kind of beyond count. That's kind of the big one off the top right there. But why don't we start with you, Fran?
Okay, well, going along with that and information and everything, so everyone knows that the internet was invented by, Ender's Game and Orson Scott Card, right? Right?
I thought it was Al Gore.
Anybody wanna? He was the one that predicted it. Does anyone want to refute that? Because
I believe there was a John Brunner novel that predated that, but I can't remember the name of it.
Shockwave Rider.
That's the one.
Wrong. You might be right. That was one that did predate that. But actually, Mark Twain, in 1898, wrote, I believe it's a short story, called From the London Times of 1904. And he talked about a tele-electroscope, which was pretty much the internet with social networking. So I thought that was pretty good.
Cool. Well, I can go through various ones, but these, I do, I'm a big Star Trek fan, so a lot of things is Star Trek. So, the flip open communicator. That we've already had and we've surpassed to smartphones. But for some of you...
Have you actually seen, there's a comic online available of original Spock and Kirk and Bones on a street corner in New York City, dialing in on their communicators, and somebody walking past going like, "Dude, get some new phones." I saw that one 2 weeks ago. So,
yeah. But like I said, we've vastly surpassed that. But this is, very soon after that show, this became reality. Now, they used all kinds of little discs, which we have had in the 3.5-inch disc, but we have surpassed that. We now have flash drives, and I call them the isolinear chips in next generation. But they've even got better, because I don't know if you guys know, you can actually run a bunch of programs from your flash drives. Just plug it into a computer and you can run programs. So that's even surpassed the next generation.
Actually, you can run you can run programs from flash drives involuntarily. There are numerous hackers who are preloading flash drives and handing them out for free. And why is your computer suddenly affected by a zombie bot? Well, that's because you got dirty information.
Well, the best one was company policy: do not use any outside flash drives. Everybody comes down for lunch one day, there's a big bowl, free, take one, flash drives. Within hours, what they had done is a security exercise on their own, and it's not a destructive virus, but see how many people would abuse the policy. And within a couple hours, their fake virus was all through the company.
Nice.
Nice.
Since the two of you actually have lists, and I'm going off the fact that I left my notebook at home. So, I love the fact that there are three of us up here who were using originally paper material for our keeping records. Yes, for our very technical discussions. It's fantastic.
So, earbuds. Does anyone know who first came up with the earbuds idea? Ray Bradbury, 1950s. And that was Fahrenheit 451.
Cool. Anybody here read The Lensman, E.E. Doc Smith? So
I have the domain, slowlinks.com.
Excellent. So they made a lot of the powers of the Lensman. Many of them were electrical. I like the fact that, okay, we don't quite have wireless ways to manipulate people, but we have tasers. That's, you can either do the contact taser, or you can, shoot somebody in the back row from here, and it is electrical manipulation of people as a way to repel, or in some cases bring them to you. So that's technology that we've developed that it's not quite up to fictional spec, but it's getting there.
Well, another one they had from Star Trek was the pads. The reason they came up with the pads, they got them around the technical problem. They didn't want to have something with button knobs that looked electronic future-like, so they had pads they could configure for every situation. Now we have, this is a Model 1 iPad, but there's variation of this. There's the mini iPad, and we got the various Android tablets right now. So that's something, we're at the next generation and past that.
One that I actually forgot to put on my list, but that we talked about at the last panel that was like this at Legendary Confusion, which was I forget what it's called now, but the very scary electric thing that you put on your brain to enhance your learning that you can DIY.
Oh, the deep brain stimulation?
Yes, the deep brain stimulation that Ian had actually purchased.
Yes, that was kind of scary. We haven't seen him yet at this con. We don't know what happened to him.
I haven't heard from him since. I don't know. But has anyone heard of this? It's a device that you put on your head, that provides electrical stimulation for your brain, and it's supposed to help you with learning new things faster, although all the data isn't in, and I saw one study that said that people learned a new technique of doing something faster, but then they couldn't apply that technique as well as the people who had learned it the old-fashioned slow way without the brain manipulation.
So deep sleep tape learning would be an analog, and I can't remember who wrote that one. It wasn't Niven. Heinlein had at some point. I know Niven had at another point as well. So,
isn't there an issue with if you put it with the wrong polarity, it makes you stupider though?
Which is why the DIY is not a good idea. Not.
Another one from E.E. Doc Smith, from Star Trek and so on, tractor beams. We actually have had them at the quantum level, and we've had, for example, laser trap, photon trap for tractor beams for about the past 10 years now.